a very good morning to you. Unpack for us what Operation Sukuma Sakhe is all about.
Thanks, Koli, and thanks for having us in your program. Operation Sukuma Sakhe is a program where KwaZulu-Natal government interacts with stakeholders around the campaigns on social cohesion and moral regeneration, where we focus on dealing with issues of social ills such as drugs, issues of teenage pregnancy, HIV and AIDS, and all of that. We encourage good behavior amongst the people. But more than that, we use these programs, projects that are taking place, and intervene whereas the executive council and reach throughout the municipality, attend to projects that are there and ensure that all projects are activated, even those that would have been stalled for a longer period.
Interesting that this operation includes in it the issues of moral regeneration. Your province yesterday, the police minister in the area of Pietermaritzburg, he was there in the suburb of Scottsville, and that's where a police operation where 7 people shot dead, and these are said to have been alleged criminals. The issue of gangsterism, crime in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Premier, that seems to be something that is on an upward trend, is it?
It is, and it is worrying us. It has engulfed areas of Pietermaritzburg, the areas of Newcastle, especially in Osizwe. Working with police and the minister as well as MEC Nkonyeni, we are attending to these issues. But it is also important that communities become part of us in the fight against these things, because local communities will know who are these gangsters and will be able to help police with information. But we are also looking on effectiveness of police in each area, because some of these things are due to the lack of police of policing, and you find that in some areas policing is not so.
Premier, I'm not sure I got that last bit of the answer where you talk about police effectiveness, or is it a matter of policy at governance level? Just explain that to us properly. We lost your connection there for a moment.
What I'm saying is that for us to deal effectively with issues of gangsterism, it is important that communities themselves become part of this campaign to fight gangsterism, because it is communities who can provide us with information that can help police to do their work. But another challenge is where there is no effective policy, and that also affects our ability to combat the gangsterism, and you'll find that it's spread because police are not there to do work. And that's why we are saying from community side, effectiveness from the side of police.
All right. Premier, yesterday you visited vaccination sites in northern KwaZulu-Natal. Tell us what you observed during this visit, and whether these sites are indeed ready in case of a third wave eventuality.
Indeed, the vaccination sites are ready and working, vaccinating people. We're happy that in the district of Umzinyathi, more than 6,800 people have vaccinated who are coming from the category of the elders. That is very important. Our target there is about 13,500, and as we are reaching 6,000, we still have a lot to do, but it shows that there is a progress.
Yeah.
We're quite inspired by the fact that when people come without being registered, they are not turned back, but they are being registered and then they get vaccinated.
Overall impression, Premier, on the progress in trying to stem the tide of the third wave? Has it hit you? Is it threatening to hit you? Where are we where KwaZulu-Natal is concerned?
We are quite worried about the numbers that keep increasing. It is worrying. We are ready in terms of ensuring that in terms of health facilities, we are ready to accommodate people who might be sick. But we would want to emphasize on non-pharmaceutical measures as a start, that we must all continue to wear masks, sanitize, avoid crowded places, and always adhere to social distancing. It is clear that the whole country will sooner be engulfed by the third wave. Hence, prevention is important for all of us as South Africans.
Yeah. Premier, news just in is that the Nutu municipality is once again under administration. This is just 2 months after the Kokta minister overturned a decision to place that municipality under administration. What seems to be the problem there?
The problem is the lack of governance politically and administratively. Recently, after that decision by the minister, even the court, because there was a case in court, found that the administrators, senior managers were appointed without following due processes. And that has affected the capacity of that municipality to render services. So that's why we have also placed the municipality under administration again.
Yeah. All right. Premier, I can't let you go without asking at least one question around political matters in KwaZulu-Natal. I'd like you to wear your hat as chairperson of the ANC in the province. There seems to be a very clear contradiction, Premier. On the one hand, you have been very happy as the PEC to announce those who've stepped aside as a result of cases against them. And yet, on the other hand, we see you time and again in court at the case of the former president, Jacob Zuma, who faces very serious allegations of corruption. That's a clear contradiction, Premier. What's going on?
Going to support former President Zuma does not mean we condone corruption. We have said where there are corrupt elements or corrupt reports of corruption, leaders must step aside. We are saying in this specific case, there are issues that are worrying. The manner in which the case has evolved, the manner in which political issues have been ventilated around this case, it's worrying. And we have taken a decision that because of this situation, we must continue to support the former president of the ANC.
So when you say the manner in which things have evolved around this case, what exactly do you mean? What is worrying about them, or what is disconcerting?
You will know that the case has been prolonged for quite a long time. But you'll also know that this case always attracts a number of people, including those who would want to emerge as if they are supporting former president, even politically, while they are not convinced that it is important that the former president take a center stage and tries to provide support without undermining the decision of the ANC on step aside and on the fight against corruption.
As we conclude, Premier, I don't want to explore issues about whether or not this is about you and the current leadership in KZN wanting to retain your positions by a famous or using a famous refrain that you somersaulting in order to place yourselves yet again in pole position to retain the leadership of that province. But you will agree with me, Premier, when I say that the people of KwaZulu-Natal, for them to gain confidence in your leadership as leader of the party in that province and a leader of government in that province, you have to be seen to be unwavering in the fight against corruption. And I put it to you that you are vacillating and therefore watering down a very important resolution of the ANC that says leaders of the ANC, if and when accused of corruption, they ought not to only step aside, they actually must face the music in court and should not be supported. Why then do you find yourselves bending over backwards, even in instances where you are being booed by certain factions in the ANC, all in the name of supporting a former president who's charged with corruption?
No, thanks. I think I would want to respect your view in regard to whether we are vacillating or not. But it is important that you understand that this matter, the resolution to support the former president, was taken in the previous provincial conference of the ANC. And it was a conference attended by all of us as the leadership and branches of the ANC. And since then, the PEC has been supporting former president. If I'm not there, the secretary will be there, or one other PEC member will be there. So there is no so much sorting in the process. It is how, but at the same time, respect all of us. Because what we said is that this is for this specific case, given the environment that is around the case itself.
All right, Premier Sihle Zikalala, thank you very much for your time. Also the chairperson of the African National Congress in that province. Thank you very much for your time. Well